Hello and welcome to the latest edition of the Barbers podcast. So just a little bit of why we do this. So the reason we're doing these podcasts is to shine a light on local people that are doing fantastic things. Today is no different, obviously local to Lincoln. Today we've got Josh from Lincolnshire Carpet Warehouse. Let's go meet him. So I'd like to welcome Josh to the podcast. For anybody who doesn't know who you are, do you want to introduce yourself and what you do?
Josh Hutson, own Lincolnshire Carpet Warehouse, which is a domestic and commercial flooring business based in North Wycombe, Lincoln. So that's basically it.
So how long have you been going?
I've been in the flooring world around about 10 years, but the company has been set up since January 23. So we've been going just over two and a half years now.
Where was you before?
Worked at a couple of places, one up in Grimsby and another one in Lincoln. So just decided to go on my own after that.
So what drawed you into the world of flooring?
Started life at home base in where I grew up in Sleaford, and then was offered a chance to go into a warehouse of a local flooring company, and just from there progressed. So, and that's where it led me to be fair.
So you've done really well growing. What's been some of your challenges in the first two and a half?
I don't know. It's different going from being employed to then owning and understanding the whole. There's so many different sides to a business, as most owners of businesses would know. You've got obviously from the employment side down to the financial side to make sure there's work continuing, coming through the doors all the time. We're up to 9 fitters now, so it's getting to a place where it's 45 man days a week. It's getting it's just making sure you're constant and always feeding our operatives really.
So have you got a lot of help and support? Or?
Well, I have my fellow business partner Scott, who's been there from day dot. I have my administrator now, and we also have somebody else in the office to help with the workload really. So we've got a good team in the office. We've got decent fitters. So I'd like to say we're quite graced with who we've got around. And also you've always got family and friends around to supporting you where they can.
So obviously people help the business grow and thrive. How have you found recruitment?
It's been hard. A lot of it is people you know, people that you've seen over the years, people that understand how you work and you understand how they work. So in terms of recruitment, it's hard. There's two ways. You either find people you know, you either find people who you don't know and try and give them a shot, or you build them from the ground up. So you employ apprentices. So obviously we've got 2 apprentices at the moment. So and they're both doing fantastically well. Couldn't be prouder of them, to be fair. So yeah, 2 apprentices on the books, and yeah, that's the other way of, as probably you do as well, bring them up from the ground up really.
Yeah, I think growing your own's always the best.
They're always going to learn your mannerisms, your ways of working. You know what I mean? So I think it's always if you can give them that time to nurture them, you should end up with an end product that you're happy with, to be fair.
How many apprentices have you currently got?
Got 2. A guy called Josh and a guy called Louis. One's 19 and one's 21. So young, eager, wanting to learn, which is always the best. Always the best way to be. You want somebody with something behind the eyes to say, I want this. Because when you've learnt the trade, you've got it for life, really. It's a bit like a plumber, electrician, all those good trades that once you got it, yeah, you're set, really.
So how long is it take to get the qualification, and what's
So
your
obviously,
relationship?
the apprenticeship takes 3 years to get your certification, to get your MVQ level 2 in floor coverings. But that doesn't mean that the following day you go straight out on your own. You're always still learning. You're always still you're not there. You're not fully out there yet. You've still got probably a year or so before you can go out on your own and properly fit. If you know what I mean.
I always think with apprenticeships, they're a little bit like learning to drive. You learn to drive and you then master it.
Yeah, exactly.
When you go,
yeah, completely. It's like they've got the learner plates on while they're doing the apprenticeship. You've got a lot of people don't wear them, but you know what I mean. The P's on the old car, and then you can finally take them off and go off on your own. Really, so yeah, that's it's always quite rewarding seeing them going from knowing nothing to having their own van and start earning you money, if you know what I mean, and start earning themselves money.
What's your relationship like with the college providers?
So we use a couple. There's 2 people based in Doncaster, CP Assessments, and one called Floor Train. Good relationships with them. Don't really get too involved. We have to do like comments on how they're doing from a employer's perspective. But in terms of like day-to-day talk, we don't really get involved with them. We let them do their job because we have to entrust them to make sure they're giving them the skills that we require. So
a lot of time and effort, but fully worthwhile.
A lot of time and effort. They're there, like I say, for nearly 3 years. But by the end of the day, they get themselves an MVQ level 2, which they have for life. It's theirs.
So obviously, I've kind of watched your business from afar, and obviously, it's been impressive, the growth and how you've grown. What actually sets you up differently from your competitors? What do you think's been responsible for you to grow being so?
I think I would say a lot of it is just the service. A lot of people say it, but I honestly do believe service is a massive thing. Somebody rings you up, somebody wants something, you just get it done. You know what I mean? You get it done. You answer the phone. You say you'll be there when you be there. You don't let people down. I think that is a massive part, and I'd like to think most flooring contractors, most flooring businesses do it, and I'd like to think we do it well, and hopefully that just continues with repeat business. And we're quite fortunate with the people we work with, that they entrust us on a daily basis to fulfil their flooring requirements.
So what's next? What's the next big thing for you coming up?
So in April we opened up a showroom, which it is slow. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's not been anything fantastic. I really want to focus on that in the next 12 months because I want to make sure that when somebody wants new flooring, even if they don't come to us, they're aware of us, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I want them to, even if they don't, for example, in your profession, if they don't use Tom Barbers, we'll go screw them, but you know what I mean. They're aware of you.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. It's making yourself aware. We do quite a bit of advertising. We're in with Lincoln City. We've got a board up there. Obviously, they get tens of thousands of fans a week. And we sponsor a lot of grassroots football as well. So there's quite a few teams around Lincoln, Metheringham, up to nearly Gainsborough. About 3 or 4 teams we sponsor. Because again, mums and dads, they'll all see it. Whether they choose to use us is a different thing. but brand awareness is a big thing. If we can get our brand out there, that's half the battle.
So are you working with someone on marketing, or these values that you've just?
No, these are just no. We've got no marketing people. We've recently gone through a massive rebrand of the business. We started with quite a basic design, and we tried to upscale it. Tried to make it a bit more professional. Something that it looks like quality. It looks like quality. Basically, we just used a simple carpet roll before, but we've now changed that into like 3 letters of our name, bit more professional. The showroom's called Studio 3, so it's not called Lincolnshire Carpet Warehouse. It's called Studio 3, and it's just, I don't know, it's just to make it look we want you to come in and have an experience. We don't want you to come in and buy something at $3.99. We want you to actually like get involved, understand what you're buying, and have an experience with us, and want to shop with us. To be fair,
that's one thing I've found really interesting, because like your logo from your original, which like you say was quite basic,
very basic, yeah.
Like now it's quite classical.
And that's what we've tried to achieve. Obviously, we did employ a third party marketing team just to help us. We're simple men. We're not graced with I don't know what you call it, artistry, something like that. So sometimes you do have to go out and spend a little bit of money, but hopefully with that extra little bit of money, you might see it back with different ventures and stuff.
And then you've gone quite modern with the name of the store. So was the store always an option? Because I can remember seeing you at a BMW event, and you were saying like that wasn't your kind of thing. So what was the change in having a bricks and mortar showroom?
We had a unit that we had a warehouse, I'd call it, and there was just an opportunity to take this unit down on Station Road, and we thought, let's just go for it. Let's just have it, and and it had a show, an already like made showroom. Obviously, we've had to do a lot of things to it. We spent a lot of money on it, but I don't know. It just felt like the right time. We've established ourselves. It's just, where do we go next with the business? You can either bumble along, or do you try and keep going, keep growing, and having different parts of the business? Like, we do house builders, we do commercial. Why shouldn't we do domestic? And the way to do domestic is having a showroom somewhere where someone can come and have a look. So it's open. It's only open 9 till 3 Monday to Fridays. We don't open weekends at the moment. We will open for appointments. But currently, while we're trying to grow it and understand where it's going to sit within the business, we're gonna monitor it.
Do you spend any time working it, or is it
in where?
In the showroom.
Do I spend any time? A little bit. I wouldn't say I'm in there loads, but we have offices there, so I regularly work from there now. Like before, we couldn't. Before, we were in a big warehouse, so in winter, Jesus, it was cold. It was gloves weather. You could even when you were in there and you breathe, gee, you can see the air. You can see the air in front of you. That's how cold it could get in there. So we started from humble beginnings. We started from a bedroom and a garage, to then 2 containers, to then a warehouse, to then a bigger warehouse, to then where we finally are now today, which is a 2,500 square feet unit with offices and showrooms. So I'd like to say we haven't done too bad for ourselves in the last 2.5 years.
You've done really well, and in all fairness, that growth is really fantastic. Do you feel like Lincolnshire is now going to bridge you in, or are we looking to go national?
No, I don't think the other option is to go national. That takes a hell of a lot of planning, and there's so many competitors out there. There's a lot of people that you know, and a lot of people who do national. There's people who come from far away to come work in Lincoln. It's just how far you want to spread your net. And I think Lincolnshire is a big enough geographical area for everyone to have a slice of. So we still cover a large area. And if one of our clients said you want to go somewhere, like we've got a job up in York, like we've just recently done Thirsk, which is North Yorkshire. We're not scared to go places, but for the majority, it's best to keep it. We can control it better.
Yeah.
We're where we're located. We can control it. It's if you're wanting to go further afield, then you're gonna have to start opening different shops, different satellite offices, and it's where that balance is. Because obviously everyone owns a business to have a work-life balance. And I'm sure yourself as well. You want that flexibility in life.
I think running a business, like when I first started, it was like I'd be absolutely devastated if someone didn't come back to me. I'd be absolutely devastated if someone went somewhere else.
Yeah.
But then maybe the older you get, the wiser you get. Is actually you can't like. I'd rather go for quality over quantity now.
Yeah.
So I'd rather make sure that everybody I do look after, I look after to a higher standard.
Yeah, I get that.
And you know, I actually enjoy my job. Like COVID's been a great changer for us. So we went from like a 10-minute quick haircut to now like a 30-minute appointment where we get to know people. We build up a bigger relationship with them. And I find that more rewarding than necessarily the income side of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just running your business. Like you run it in a different way. So maybe how I first ran the business to now how I run it is so different. And again, how it's going to be run in the future is probably going to be polar opposite to what it looks like now.
Yeah.
So kind of leads us on nicely. And so what does the next 12 months look like for you?
I don't know. I think it's just sustaining where we are for the minute. We've had a massive growth within the last 6 months, where I think we just now to take stock of where we are. We've got a fantastic client base. We've got a great set of lads. The future, touch wood, looks bright. You can never say never. You can't expect everything to come to you. So, but I'd like to think, the next 12 months, as I said previously, it's the showroom. It's to grow our brand. It's to let people know that we're there. Not necessarily come buy with us, but just to know that we're there and that we are a proper business. We've got employed lads. We're established. We've been going nearly 3 years now. And yeah, just really sustain what we're doing. I think you just don't want to lose your quality. You don't want to lose your client base. And I honestly think it's just sustaining where we are.
No, it sounds, because obviously the growth you've had in the last 2.5 years is unbelievable.
It is. Yeah, we can't. It's been one hell of a ride. I will say that.
What would your advice be to arguably? What advice would you give yourself 2.5 years ago, or somebody else who's interested or wants to set up a business? And
I don't know. Just believe in yourself. Just have the confidence to go out there and do it, because it will work. As long as you put your hard work in, as long as you are motivated enough, it'll happen. And I think that's what I wish I had more confidence back at the start of it, that in 2.5 years you're looking back and going, wow.
No, that's good advice. Well, kind of come to an end. It's gone so quick. Thank you very much for coming in.
Absolutely
I wish
fine.
you all the best. Obviously, all your details we'll put them in the comment below. But again, if you just recap where people can find you and how they can reach you.
So we're based on Westminster Road, North Icombe, LN6 3QY. Open Monday to Fridays 9 till 3. Telephone numbers Lincoln 412087. Email address info@lincolnshirecarpetwarehouse.co.uk. And we'll be happy to see anybody soon.
No, well, like I say, thank you very much and good luck.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Well, that was really interesting talking to Josh today. Obviously, really interesting to see how far he's taken his company in 2.5 years. It's really nice as well listening to a businessman and about, being quite confident in what they do and how they perform differently to others. Just by sticking to their word, turning up on time. Sometimes as a business owner, you get caught up in all the big things you can do. But actually, sometimes just about them small details and putting people first. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully we'll see you soon. We're kind of getting to the end of this podcast series. So if you want to give us some information about what you've liked, what you think we could do next, we'll really appreciate that. Obviously, if you weren't watching, it'd be pointless us doing this.